Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and it is Saturday for me, which means it is time to do my weekly chat. Catch up with all of you guys, let you know what's going on in this crazy thing we call life. So let's see. Since I talked to you guys last, I'm trying to think, what did I do Sunday? I did go to church last weekend. I hadn't been there in a while. So this week, work was, there were some good things that happened, but, we'll leave it at, yeah, there were some good things that happened. We were talking, a bunch of us were talking at work, and we all feel the same way right now. And this actually is not like, this doesn't actually have anything to do with work. This is just about life in general. And that is that we all feel spiritually exhausted. Like this world is so oppressively evil, and it is just taking a toll on me, on my spirit, and it's just so hard to be here. Like I always go, it's so hard to be here. It's so hard to be here. And I'm like, listen, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do anything, because as a therapist, when you're talking to other people, you're like, that does not mean you need to do a suicide assessment on me. I have no desire to do that. Okay. It's just, I'm just tired. That's all. And like, we all feel the same way. So this world's just a crazy place. And the song, the lyric that reflects that for me is from a Pink Floyd song. And it's tongue-tied and twisted, just an earthbound misfit. That's how I feel all the time. So anyway, there's that. I am having some pain in my hand, like inflammation in my hand. So in January of 2021, I had carpal tunnel surgery done on this hand down here. It was not fun, and just thinking about ever having that done again, I cringe inside. Like, I don't know that I would. This is my non-dominant hand, and I guess because of the diabetes, it took so long to heal. And on top of the carpal tunnel surgery, I had what was called tendinosynovitis, which is where there's like this inflammation that builds up around your tendons. And it was right in the middle of my hand here. And so they actually had to go in and like clear out the inflammation. So now it's very inflamed here at the base of my middle finger. And ibuprofen's helping for now. So that's a plus. If I do like ibuprofen once a day, then I am able to get through the day. So hopefully that will eventually go down. I don't feel like I did anything to it to make that happen. Again, still with that non-dominant hand. So I don't want to go to a doctor, because I just feel like when you go to a, like, that type of surgeon of any kind, like, their answer is always surgery, and I just cannot do that again. I can't. So I've been dealing with that for the last 3 weeks, I think. So that's going on. And then I was diagnosed with the diabetes about a year ago, type 1 diabetes. And my doctor had told me when I just went back that I'm probably going to be getting out of the honeymoon period. And I really am seeing a lot of, I was still eating the exact same stuff that I was eating before. And before, my sugar levels were really even. And you might see a bump. But now it's like, I mean, it's just insane. Like, when I got out of bed, I mean, it makes no sense at all. I got out of bed this morning, and from the time I stood up in the bed to come downstairs, my sugar spiked to 150. I'm like, I have not even had anything to eat yet. I literally stood up and walked down the stairs, and my sugar spiked. So then I had my first piece of real pizza since my diagnosis, because I really didn't think that eating gluten-free pizza versus regular pizza was making that much of a difference. So I was like, why am I going to eat gluten-free if it's my sugar's doing the same thing it would do regardless? So experimented last night. That was an incorrect assumption to assume that the non-gluten-free would affect my sugar the same way as a gluten-free pizza. So I had what would be an equivalent amount to what I have with the gluten-free pizza, and my sugar almost went to 300 after that. And that was all I had had. And it was a thin crust. They were not huge pieces. I even cut one piece in half. So I had one piece that I had cut in half, and I had like a skinny piece. You know how you have like the skinny odd pieces when people cut it wrong. And yeah, so that happened. So I won't be having regular pizza again, not until I am at the point where I need that insulin pump. So yeah, that. And my sugar's just been going up every day after I eat. Like I'll go, man, I'm really tired. All of a sudden it'll hit me at work. I'm like, I'm tired, and I'll take my sugar, and it's up around 200. And then, but when I'm sleeping, it goes down to about 100. And yeah, I think that the next time I go see my doctor, which will be in February, I think if I can make it that long, that's probably when I'm going to be told I need to get an insulin pump. So we'll see. If it gets really bad, I'm going to have to call her. Okay. So today, Cassidy and I went... Oh, no, hold on. Let me tell you about last night first. So last night, I did a bunch of like crafty stuff last night. So what I'm doing crafting wise is I'm picking a different craft each day, and like rotating. So last night I did cross stitch. So tonight I am going to do, last night was crochet. So I'm going to do cross stitch tonight. And I'm going to work on my Hamilton. Oh guys, guess what? I forgot to tell you. Monday, Hamilton, the musical, is coming to Pittsburgh. And you know, if you've been watching me any amount of time, I am obsessed with Hamilton. And Cassidy loves Hamilton. And it's like our thing. And I knew the Hamilton was coming to Pittsburgh. I had gone on to check to see about tickets. And it appeared like it was sold out. This was like a while ago. So I just assumed they had gone on sale. They had sold out. We had missed it. I was so upset. But it was what it was. Then my mom sends me an email. She's like, did you see this week? Pre-sale, Monday. So we got the code. I got on. I had kind of forgotten about it. So the sale was starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. I got on at 10:20. And I was in a queue with 11,800 some people in front of me. They had actually stopped the queue at that point. I was like, crap. I sent my mom a screenshot. I was like, we're never getting tickets. I'll let Cassie know. I'm like, odds are we're not getting these tickets. Like, that's a lot of people. But I just like left the site up. And eventually it did get down, and about 4 hours later, I did successfully get Hamilton tickets for me, Cass, and my mom. So we are going in February to see Hamilton in Pittsburgh, and I am so excited. So excited. So, yeah, the fact that I'm going to work on my Hamilton cross stitch today is what reminded me. I needed to tell you guys that I got the Hamilton tickets, and I am so happy. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to work on the cross stitch tonight. Hamilton cross stitch is the craft I'm going to focus on. So anyways, okay. So yesterday, like I had kind of finished up with what I was doing. Because here's the other thing. I've gotten very little reading done this week, which you'll see when we talk about books. Because I had fallen down that LuLaRoe defector with watching all those depositions down that rabbit hole. Every day they would post another person's deposition. And each one was like 8 parts. And I was just obsessed. So, instead of reading, I've been listening to that and working on my crafts. So last night, I like finished up what I was doing, and, I wasn't feeling great because of my sugar being so high. So I had pulled out this one activity book that has like dot to dots and let's see, it has dot to dots, word searches, like mazes. Then there's some coloring mandalas in there. So I decided to start coloring a little bit. And as I'm coloring, all of a sudden, what does my ear hear? Harry Potter. So first I yelled for Cass. And mind you, we're like literally not far from each other. She didn't answer me. So I sent her a text. She's in the other room. I'm like, are you watching Harry Potter? Yeah. Which one? Number 3. She's like, do you want to come out and watch it? I said, yeah, I do. So she paused it. I finished up the section I was coloring. And then, because I've been kind of jonesing to do a puzzle too. So while watching Harry Potter, I was like, I should do this Harry Potter puzzle that I had gotten from LitJoy Crate. It was my first time doing a LitJoy Crate puzzle. So I did this 300-piece Harry Potter puzzle from LitJoy, and it took me about 3 hours total to do it. It's a nice, easy little puzzle. My only complaint, I really love the artist. I really love the picture. The way the pieces felt was fine. The size of the pieces was fine. It was not a weird texture at all. My issue, though, because you guys know I'm really picky about my puzzles, the pieces were not, you could not tell if the piece actually fit, and I hate that. Like, you could take one piece and it would fit in so many different places, and they look so similar to each other in those sections that I had to sit for a while. My frame was totally wrong, and I had to figure out where the mistake was to make it right. And that, I find that bothersome. So I will not be ordering any more of those LitJoy puzzles for that reason. Because that to me is not fun, having to find mistakes. I like it when my pieces very clearly fit into one another. So the artwork, great. The actual quality of the pieces, not happy with that aspect. So if you're a LitJoy person, you're a puzzle person, that's my review of their puzzles. So I did that last night. So then today, Cass and I had signed up for us to go to this free event near us. Is called Librarycon. It's held at our community college, and it so we have each city where I live. Each city has its own branch library within the county. So I'm gonna say there's like 12 or 13 branch libraries in the Beaver County library system. And so they had this Librarycon, which was this free event. So each of the library branches was set up with something different. So like there was one that was a medieval one, and they had like chainmail that you could try on, and like a make it take it kind of craft that was to make a like a ball mask, like a masquerade kind of mask. Then there was a Peanuts themed one, and there was a bunch of different craft things. It was really nice. It was a really nice free event. The reason that Cassidy wanted to go, though, was because she's obsessed with bubble tea. Bubble tea, boba tea, is what it's called. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's very weird. I don't personally like it. To me, it's like a texture. No, I didn't like it. But she, however, loves it. And there's not really one close to us that has the type that she likes. So she was so excited when we found out there was going to be bubble tea. And that was literally the reason that we went. And unfortunately, that lady canceled at the last minute. So that was not there. So we had to stop and get Starbucks instead. And they spelled my name wrong. So my name is spelled Tara, just like the plantation Tara in the Gone with the Wind. Tara spelled that way. And that's the correct way. Just the right way to spell Tara is Tara. And so they spelled my name Terra, like terracotta. And so now Cassidy's making fun of me. She's like, hey, Terra. She keeps saying to me. Yeah. I always think, like, I want to be like, it's the simplest way you can spell it. Don't make it harder than it is. If you have to pick one, just pick the easy way. So I had to treat her to Starbucks to make up for there not being bubble tea, because she was quite upset about that. So we also went to breakfast at our at Eaton Park, breakfast / lunch, and then went over to Michael's because we're having a pumpkin decorating contest at work, and so Cassidy is doing the pumpkin for me, and she needed to pick up some stuff for creating that, and I needed to get a silver, like a metallic silver jelly roll pen for a coloring book I'm working on right now. So that is what we have done so far today. How about, I was woken up at 6:30 this morning. No, 6:15. 6:15 this morning. I was woken up by my phone going crazy. Like text messages, email going off, the emergency system. So there was tornadoes over the town that I'm originally from and where my parents live and my brother and sister-in-law and the nieces live. And so I was like, crap. Should I call them? Like they said, there's literally, the warning was like, tornado in Monaca, take cover now. So first I was going to call my dad because I figured at that time he would be awake. But then I remembered that they were up at their camp. And so I called my brother hoping he would be awake. And luckily they were already undercover. I said, did you know? He's like, yeah, we just got the girls. We're in the basement now. So that was a fun way to wake up. I was so worried because he thought that it was either coming from or going towards where my parents are in their RV. And I'm like, that's the worst place to possibly be in a tornado. But luckily they didn't even know anything had happened. It was fine up there. So that was how my day started. So for the rest of today, I'm going to take my first try a chapter tag with books that I know that I think I want off my shelves, but I want to double check to make sure. And then, like I said, I'm going to do some cross stitch. Cassidy and I are currently reading the Illustrated Goblet of Fire for school. She has to read a different book each quarter. And there was book options that came that she could pick, or she could choose her own books and get them approved. And so she decided she wants to read Harry Potter 4, 5, 6, and 7 because that's what we had left. And they did get approved. So we are a little bit more than halfway through that. So we need to read some more of that today because we need to get that done on time. And yeah, so that's about it for today. Now tomorrow, super excited because Brian and I's anniversary, our 11-year anniversary, was October 2nd. And we did nothing because we bought tickets for to celebrate our anniversary for this weekend, for tomorrow, to go see Alton Brown. I don't know if you know who Alton Brown is or not, but he's like the guy from Good Eats, and he was one of the announcers on Iron Chef America for a while, and the host of one of the another cooking, Food Network show. And he does a lot. Next great Food Network star. That's what he was. I can't remember if he was a judge or if he was like the host. But he's like the smartest guy. He's so smart. And he's funny and interesting. And so Brian had found that he was coming to Pittsburgh, and when he saw that, he's like, hey, you want to go do that? And it was close to our anniversary. I said, that would be a really fun to go do. So we are going to do that tomorrow, and then we're going to go to the Capitol Grill, which is a restaurant in Pittsburgh. I don't know if there are other places or not, that my brother and my sister-in-law talk about all the time. It's their favorite place to go. We've never been there. It's expensive, but because of the virus, we set aside like money for date nights every month, and we've done nothing. So we've got all this money saved up, and so we're gonna go have a nice time. So that's tomorrow, and I am so looking forward to it. That's the kind of show that I like. I like to learn things. So that will be tomorrow. Okay, so let's talk about this train wreck of a reading week that I had. I did manage to finish one book. I did manage to finish Teachings for the Unbelieving World by Pope John Paul II. Newly discovered reflections on Paul's sermon at the Areopagus. And these were written when he was the Archbishop of Krakow. And I had no idea that that's his free Pope name underneath the Pope name there. I want to say it's like Carol Wojtyla, which I have no idea. I think it's Polish. And it is like 13, I think, catechism lessons on Acts 17, where Paul goes to Rome, and I think it's Rome, and he sees there's all this idol worship in Rome, and he's upset by that. But as he's walking, he sees that there is I'm trying to think if it's like a statue or a plaque, something that says to the unknown God. And so Paul gives like a sermon explaining who the unknown God is. And Pope John Paul II, this was like his mission verse, chapter, Bible chapter, I guess is what you would say. And so it's a bunch of teachings on that. And it was good. I thought it was gonna be something that it wasn't. I've been so bad about knowing what books are, making incorrect assumptions. I wound up giving it 3 stars, but it gets like, there's several reviews online, and it gets like 4.8 overall, which is a really high rating. But I am going to pass this on to my pastor because I think that he will really enjoy this book. So that is the book that I managed to finish this week. Books that I am currently in the middle of reading. I did this week, I managed to read some of Hope Harbor by Irene Hannon. I have to have this read by Friday because that is my in real life book club. And I am currently on page 176 of 331. So, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Like, I really like the book. I just need to make some time to read it. So I need to read that this week. And I did, like I said, did get some more done in that. My like focus book, because it's so gigantic that there's no way I'm gonna get it done this month if I don't focus. I have to read 5 chapters every day book because it's huge. I have 2 really big books this month, and this is one of them. Roots by Alex Haley. And it looks like I'm maybe finally about halfway through. I'm on page 328 of 688. So a little less, almost halfway. And man, this book, I said I was afraid of this book. But I had done a lot of reading. Like, I read The Underground Railroad. I read The Yellow Wife, that were like very graphic, and I thought that would like a good preparation for this book because I knew that this book was graphic. But man, if it is like doubly as graphic as those 2 books are. And the thing is, and what makes it worse is knowing that is what it was like. Like, you know, we get these sugar-coated versions of like what it was like to travel on a slave ship that like sounds bad whenever we read it. But once you read his description of what the slave ship passage was like, speechless. I don't know how. Pray for death, I think, is what I would do. So, it is super graphic, but I can't stop thinking about it, and it's so good. It is so good. I was telling my mom I was reading it. She's like, you have to watch the miniseries. And I know that there's a new movie out, and I was like, I don't know that I can. Like, it's one thing to read about it, it's another thing to watch it. I don't know. I might try to. I'm so afraid I won't be able to get the visions out of my skull. In any case, though, it is a 5-star prediction, and I would be shocked if it doesn't end up being 5 stars after I finish it. Okay, the other book that I made a lot of progress on, and I'm almost done with, there's 88 chapters, and I think I'm on chapter 80. And this was another gigantic book. This book is 603 pages. So, State of Fear by Michel Crichton, and I am enjoying this. Look, it's a shiny. So shiny. This one's, I'm enjoying this. So normally, you know, Michael Crichton is so smart. So he's like so ridiculously smart, way smarter than I am, like scientifically sound kind of smart. And he knows a lot. And usually his books are very, very science heavy to the point where it takes away from the book for me a little bit. This one, though, is a manageable. The amount of science that's delivered is manageable. I can deal with it. So I am enjoying this one. Not sure where I'm going to fall on it yet. Let's see where it ends, how it ends. But so that one will be done too, I'm guessing tonight or tomorrow. So plans for this next week. I might be DNFing this. Cup of Comfort for Mothers. This will be, like, if I finish everything else, maybe I'll pick this back up. But if I don't have it done by the end of the month, I'm going to DNF it and get it out. I'm still in the middle of Well Met by Jen DeLuca. And this is a Ren Fair, like a Ren Fair romance. And I want to pick that up. And then one I know for sure that I'm going to start. Actually, I'm going to start this one tomorrow morning. And that is a reread of the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. But this is an annotated edition. The last one I read was the normal. And I really wanted an annotated edition or like a catechism guide or something like that. So this I am going to start this week. If you are a fan of the Screwtape Letters, I am going to leave a link down below. This summer, my pastor did an excellent weekly, I can't remember if it was weekly or if it was bi-weekly, cast on YouTube of like a walkthrough commentary kind of on the Screwtape Letters. And it was very good. So I'll leave that down there in case anyone is interested in seeing that. I have several books I haven't started yet. So not real hopeful about the rest of this month. We'll see. Anything I don't get to, I am definitely going to carry over. I think November is going to be somewhat of a catch up on some reading month. There will be some new books on my TBR, but I also have things I need to finish up, and so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe all of a sudden I'll just hit into a streak. I also borrowed Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier from on audio from my library. I haven't started that yet, but I am like partway through that book. I don't know why I have a hard time sitting down and reading it, because it's good. So I thought maybe I'll try listening to it and see if I can get through it that way. I've literally been reading it for like years now. All right, so that is my reading updates and my reading plans. I do have an unboxing. Book of the Month game. Yay. And this was a good picking. Book of the Month. Because, you know, some months are better than others. And I struggle all the time with, like, because, you know, I'm trying to cut back on the amount of books in my house. Like, do I continue with Book of the Month? And I can't bring myself to cancel it at this point. And lo and behold, I bought 2 additional books in addition to the Book of the Month choice. But it was one of my, like, on my wish list as a pre-order that I wanted my Book of the Month choice. So, first of all, I got these cute socks because I finished all the Book of the Month challenges for the year. Who knew you'd get socks when you do that? So I got this free pair of socks. And I don't know that they'll fit me. I'll try it. Maybe. I have huge feet. These look like maybe they're stretchy. We'll see. So, cute, right? I love free things. Free socks. All right. Oh, and it says, wow, you never got cold feet, and now you never will. Congrats on completing the 2021 reading challenge. Very nice. Like I said, nice surprise. Okay. So my actual book of the month choice was Harlem Shuffle by Colton Whitehead. And like I said, I read the Underground Railroad. I think that was for Historathon this year. I read the Underground Railroad, and I loved that book. So when I saw he had a new one coming out, I was super excited. So this is a novel of heists, shakedowns, and ripoffs set in Harlem in the 1960s. And I just think it sounds like a lot of fun. So I got that one. And then my add-ons, I got The X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, because this just sounded fun. And let's see. Aaron Sterling, best-selling author Rachel Hawkins, writing as Aaron Sterling, casts a spell with a spine-tingling romance full of wishes, witches, and hexes gone wrong. And it says, never mix vodka and witchcraft. And then finally, I got Portrait of a Scotsman by Evie Dunmore. And look, I am a huge, gigantic fan of anything Scottish. And yeah, so let's see. This one, okay, I didn't realize this is part of a series. I don't know if this is the first in the series or what. So I'm going to have to look that up. It says the League of Extraordinary Women series. So we shall see. Going toe-to-toe with a brooding Scotsman is rather bold for a respectable suffragist, but when he happens to be one's unexpected husband, what else is an unwilling bride to do? London banking heiress. One, to just three things in life. 1, acclaim as an artist. 2, a noble cause. 3, marriage to a young lord who puts the gentle in gentlemen. All right, so I'm gonna have to see if this is like the first one. Hopefully this is the first one. Anybody know? Save me the trouble of looking it up and tell me in the comments. And then this month's bookmark. And then what happened? I love these bookmarks. So I just did. If you guys watched my scrapbook flip through last week, I have an entire 2-page spread dedicated to the clever, witty bookmarks that we get in these packages. All right, so that is my book of the month haul. And that's all the books I got. I don't think I'll be, like I said, I'm trying to get books out so I can make room for all of my crafty goodness stuff. I need a full shelf for my yarn because I don't know where else to keep it. All right, I think that's it, guys. So what have you guys been up to? Let me know. I'd love to hear. If you are interested in book of the month, there is a referral code down in my description. I always have my referral code down there. I think you would get your first book for $9.99, and then I get a credit for a free book. So if you're interested, that is there. If you guys liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to connect with me other places, everywhere I can be found on the interwebs is down in the description box. Don't forget, FlossTube and ColorTube videos coming your way too. Trying to do equal parts. We'll see. All right, guys, I will catch up with you later. Bye.